What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we have a real quick video discussing the Lightfall Legendary campaign and what players can expect in terms of difficulty and rewards. And so the Legendary campaign, as well as being an increased challenge and bigger time investment, is of course a pretty big opportunity to make bonus early progress in the expansion. And while Bungie haven't given us a massive breakdown of what the rewards will be, they have given a few insights about how rewards will be improved over the Legend campaign that we had for Witch Queen. And so if you're deciding if Legendary will be for you, or if you want to set expectations for what you'll earn, we'll break it down in the video, and definitely get subscribed if you want to be kept up to date on the new expansion content. But getting into it, last year with Witch Queen we got a full set of new destination armor by running Legend campaign, and this dropped at 1520 power, which at the time was 20 points above the soft cap, which is definitely a solid boost over the base starting power for the expansion. And so looking at Lightfall, the soft cap will be set at 1750 power, with the power cap at 1800. So on that basis, with Bungie saying rewards will be pretty similar, we should be seeing the Legendary campaign armor for Lightfall dropping at around 1770 power level. Of course, that's only 30 points below the absolute gear power cap, so without a doubt it's a massive power boost, and primarily this is going to be great for players who want to be raid ready, but also comfortable with the Lightfall endgame content beyond the main story. And with Witch Queen, some of that endgame content opened up pretty quick, with things like exotic quests launching immediately after the campaign. So that's definitely one consideration for Legendary campaign. But in terms of guaranteed new rewards, there are a couple of additional things for Lightfall. So Bungie have stated that by finishing the Legendary campaign, we'll be able to earn an extra Strand fragment immediately from the end of the quest. And so basically that will give us some extra customization for Strand off the bat. And obviously that cuts down on some more of the investment needed to earn that fragment after the campaign if you do it on normal mode instead. Although we should point out that this won't be a Legend exclusive reward as far as we know, but is more of a shortcut for players who complete the Legendary campaign. So keep in mind, Joe Blackburn's confirmed that we will get that Strand fragment immediately by completing the Legendary campaign. And on top of earning a new Strand fragment, much like in Witch Queen, Bungie have confirmed that we'll get a guaranteed class armor exotic upon completion of the campaign. But they've promised this time it'll be better than last year's offering because it's going to drop with high stat rolls according to Joe Blackburn. And he kind of chuckled as he said it, which also suggests that Bungie know these 46 stat rolled rewards that we had post Witch Queen were a bit meh. And so we can look forward to earning a high stat exotic armor piece based on what Joe Blackburn has said here. And 3 of these potential exotics have already been revealed. So Bungie have shown us the Certarachne Facade. I think that's how you say it, but this is a hunter exotic helmet that grants extra protection in the form of armor and flinch resistance when they grapple via woven mail. For Titans, they've shown off the Abeyant Leap, and when Titans use their barricade with the exotic armor, it spawns seeking projectiles that suspend enemies and give armor to its wielder. But additionally for Warlocks, there will be the Swarmers, and this new exotic leg armor allows Warlocks to create a Threadling to infest and attack enemies after destroying a Tangle. And so all 3 of these exotics are going to interact pretty nicely with Strand. And of course, these should be some of the exotics that are featured as post-campaign optional rewards. Once again, they will have better stats than last year according to Bungie. Finally though, of course, in terms of rewards at least, we can expect to unlock a new emblem and a triumph tied specifically to Legendary mode, and we may also see that be an objective for things like new title seals. But similar to Witch Queen, we can certainly expect a challenge according to Bungie. And they say they have tried to balance challenge and survivability across different fireteam sizes, and that Legendary difficulty will scale based on the size of your fireteam. And they'll do that by adjusting incoming damage, damage required to stagger enemies, enemy health, and the amount of revives, based on the number of players in the team. They also say they've reduced the health scaler on combatants to better balance solo and fireteam play when compared to last year's Legendary campaign. And enemies will still have overall more health in larger fireteams, but it will help bring solo and fireteam difficulty closer together. They do finish by saying though, to make no mistake, the Shadow Legion and their new tech make them extremely formidable foes, and that's in addition to new enemies like Tormentors. And finally they say it won't be easy. And again, if you played the Witch Queen Legendary campaign last year, we're probably going to have a fairly similar experience overall in terms of difficulty, but hopefully it will be a little friendlier for slightly smaller fireteams or solo players. I'll be curious to get your thoughts guys, what will you be running first? Are you going to be teaming up and smashing the Legendary run? Or do you plan to hit the normal mode? Of course, it may depend on your preference. And we should add that we do have the option to complete Legendary on a different run later, so it's not a one-time option. And beyond the campaign, within a couple of days or so, most players who put some time in are going to be in a fairly similar position, I would imagine. So totally play it your way, and we can enjoy the game the way that resonates with us most. but give us your thoughts down below alongside the launch this week. I'm going to leave you guys with some words from Bungie devs at the Lightfall reveal, which detail a lot of what we know about the Legendary mode this time around, so you can check that out if you want to, but otherwise, if you've enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a rating down below, and let us know how excited you are for this major launch. Plus, hit subscribe to get more launch content very soon, but otherwise, I hope you guys have an awesome day.
We also talked about the Legendary campaign in the showcase. Is there anything new to the Legendary campaign coming, or can we expect some of the classic rewards that we got last time with the getting us raid ready and things like that?
Yeah, I think from a reward side, we're following a really similar story. I think we're going to give you the awesome, gear at the end of the campaign to get you up in that powerful band. We're going to let you choose one of the new exotics. This time, we're making sure they have high stat rolls on them. But in addition, because you're unlocking Strand during all this, we're also going to give you a little bit of extra Strand currency. So if you do the Legendary campaign, you're going to be able to earn 1 extra fragment right off the bat. But I think the differences really start to come less in the rewards and more in the campaign itself. If you look at the Witch Queen and what we did in the campaign of the Witch Queen, I sort of like to compare that to the Corrupted Strike, right? There's like a little bit of nuance, it's a little bit creepy, there's some mechanics going on, and you get to play with a little finesse, right? Each thing is a little bit surprising. Really what we're doing in Lightfall is like the Proving Ground Strike, right? You're like, hey, you want to shoot a lot of people, right? Like, do you want to get in there and fight just a ton of Cabal? I think the thing, we're gonna have players go through the Legendary campaign, and when you hit that wipe screen on an encounter, sometimes you see the report and you're like, whoa, how many? Did
I do that?
Yeah. I think you're Joe, not many.
Oh, shots fired.
I mean, Legendary campaign has been such a joy to to bring into the Destiny universe the past couple of releases. Just getting back to that that smart combat that you you have to make choices. You can't just be James and rush in and then try and grapple your way out of trouble. You have to actually think about where you're going to stand, where you're going to aim, what your loadout is. How are you kitted out for this fight? And to see the designers at Bungie just spend so much time thinking about all the different dimensions of the encounter, all the different ways that a player can pick it apart, and the different ways that they want players to be able to make progress in it or push back on the players. There's just so much loving, handcrafted work that goes into designing these encounters. It's just been so much fun to watch.